Hello, everyone. I am Devolina Mukherjee, and me, along with Michelle Bed and Kerry Robinson, we are currently pursuing our research on occupational therapy and foster care. So in this presentation, we will give you an overview of the background of our research, the research question that we came up with, our literature scoping process, our screening process. We will briefly discuss our initial findings, and we will talk about how we are planning to disseminate our final findings. So the background of our topic, we are investigating the role and effectiveness of occupational therapy in foster care system. So during our initial search for a topic, we realized that there is not much done in this, not much done on this particular topic. So, and we as occupational therapy student, we know that our profession can help children in the foster care system to be successful in their future lives. So now let us play you a video that shows what children can experience in foster care.
Being taken from place to place and being sent to a whole new different city and a whole new different family and people that you've never met before, it's a really confusing experience. You just feel torn away from your community. It's like, just imagine that you were going to work one day and it's just a normal day and you're on your way to work and everything is as it's supposed to be, and you watered your dog and you drank your coffee and you tell your kids goodbye and you go to work, and then the police show up at your job and they say, okay, we're moving you to a totally different city and you don't know anybody, and you can't call your family and you can't call any of your friends, and you need to leave your phone here and you can't take any of your stuff with you. We'll figure that out later. And they just pick you up and they transport you to a totally different place and then tell you to just wait in this room for a little while because we're going to figure things out. And then they come and bring you a little sack luncheon, and then it's, oh, just a few more hours and we're going to figure this out. Just here, play with this little toy. Okay, put this little ring on a hook. And then they send you to these really well-meaning people but you have no idea who they are, and their house smells different, and maybe they have a dog and they have hardwood floors. You've only ever had carpet. Like, everything about the experience is alien to you. And all you want is to be able to contact the people that you have a bond with. It's a very disrupting experience. And in a lot of ways, it's a traumatic experience because all of these things are unexpected. And suddenly everything in your world that you felt was safe and secure and concrete is not.
So because of the sake of time, we are not playing the entire video. You can definitely go back and see more of it. So our research question is, what is the role of occupational therapy in foster care system? Our inclusion criteria, we are including research articles only, and this could be any type of research. Children 18 years or under, our articles should be within the last 20 years, and it should have occupational therapy. Our exclusion criteria are, we are not including any non-scholarly articles, any participants over 18 years, and the articles beyond 20 years, and articles that are not written in English language.
Next, we have the literature scoping process. During this, we were able to define our research question of what is the role of occupational therapy in the foster care. Once we began to search in databases, we noticed that there's not much information out there on this topic, so we concluded that our research question needed to be as broad as possible, so that's where we got our question. We searched through many different databases, but the ones that we ended up using were CINAHL, eSearch, PsycInfo, and ProQuest. Through CINAHL, we found 18 articles. Through eSearch, we found 51. PsycInfo or ProQuest, we found 29 articles. Once we found our articles, we uploaded them into Zotero to be organized. We have files of each database and all the articles we found on occupational therapy and foster care loaded into each file. Then we also have a file of just all the databases combined with all different articles. on foster care and occupational therapy as well. This way, we were able to search and find articles as quickly as possible through using Zotero. Once scoping was done, we deduplicated any articles that were the same in Zotero and came out with 73 after starting with 128 articles. The next part of the research process is to screen articles. During this, we uploaded 73 articles into a Google Sheet and organized it with our inclusion and exclusion criteria so that we could decide if the article would move on to the next step of the screening process. We used the inclusion and exclusion criteria that was mentioned on the slides above. We determined our group was reliable after looking at 10 articles separately, and we agreed on 90% of the articles that we would include or exclude, and that made us reliable to move on to do the rest of the articles on our own or together. One problem we faced was that we weren't sure to include some of the articles if they were unclear in their abstract to meet our inclusion exclusion criteria, but due to the small number of articles we have come across, we decided to include all articles even if we were unsure. After round 1 of screening, we have 18 articles, and we can move on to the next step in the process.
So the article that we chose for preliminary findings was called Occupational Therapy's Psychosocial Role for Young Children Transitioning Out of Foster Care. This study was a single case report. It consisted of quantitative and qualitative measures. It focused on OT-based interventions based on psychosocial interventions. Some of the interventions that the study specifically talked about that they did included social stories, role playing for waiting and requests, turn taking in play, problem solving and peer emotions. They did tabletop tasks such as puzzles, drawing, and coloring to work on following commands. And then another session they did tabletop tasks again, but to work on attention, and they included visual timers. And they also use different language or verbiage such as quiet feet or helpful hands and visuals to help the child learn classroom rules. This study used social participation frame of reference, and they also used CMOP assessment, and the assessment showed that the child increased social engagement, play, and social skills. And then the parents also showed decreased stress and increased confidence. And the parents were actually also involved in the process. They were involved in some coaching sessions on how to help their child and implement therapy at home as well. Overall, the study found that the child's occupational engagement and biological parent satisfaction enhance their skill set to improve their quality of life, occupational participation, and relationship quality. For dissemination, we will be presenting at Spellbring, doing a presentation there. We'll be writing our research paper, and then we plan to create a poster or like an infographic, maybe using Canva. And we were thinking about passing them out to specific foster care sites, maybe potential social workers who have connections to the foster care system, or really anybody who is connected to foster care, any leaders in that area. Here are 2 examples of infographics that we thought were impactful, just with the visuals and not too much information on it. We plan to use the power of visuals and then just really include the things on the infographic in words that we found were like groundbreaking or like what we felt very passionate about while doing our process of research. And then here are a few additional resources. The first link is a TED Talk of a girl who was in the foster care system and just like her story going through it. The second link is resources and different literatures, books, magazines, and stuff like that about foster care. The third link is about foster care statistics. It was super eye-opening and just another reason why OT is needed in this setting. And then our last link is another foster care infographic that we enjoyed. It is this blue and pink, or like the purple one. That is this last link. Other than that, that's all we have for you. That's been our process so far. We look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments section.